I've got a really bad back.
I've got a terrible back.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Big style. Destroyed.
Well, we should be doing spinal injury corner.
Yeah. There you go. Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Turbocast 16. I'm Simon. I'm joined as ever by Dr. Brownhill, who's feeling, I would guess, trepidatious.
Yeah, you could use that word.
So, very special Turbocast tonight. We're going to, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to attempt a onion eating record live on air.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so the world record for eating a 240 gram raw onion is 42 seconds.
Is this?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know. I thought it was the 1.5 pound was 1 minute 29, but that was probably an old one.
All right, because we did get an email to the Turbo Sack asking Dr. Brownhill to eat a raw onion of at least 24 grams mass in 90 seconds or less, and I believe you're going to pick up that challenge and put it in your mouth.
I'm going to give it a go, Sam. As we speak, I'm eating leftover Chinese. I've just got out the fridge. It's ice cold. Just to put a bit of a lining on my stomach.
I'm sure for anybody attempting a speed eating record that ice cold, semi-putrid Chinese takeaway is just what you need.
I may have a bit of gas.
Really?
Yeah, just this Chinese. Oh.
So what did you order from the Chinese last night and what did you get?
Oh, it was only one of the dishes that got wrong. I'd salt and spicy king prawns, mushroom curry, mushroom curry, or Singapore chow mein, and fried king prawns in Chinese style. And they got the fried Chinese style prawn things wrong. It looked like some sort of sweet and sour meat.
Ugh.
You know, like strange meat in batter. That's the red stuff on the left of the photo that I sent in.
All right, I will put the photo on the website. So, when do you feel you want to attempt the onion?
Well, as I think it'll really upset me eating it, it might be best to do it at the beginning of the end of the show.
Yeah, that was.
Or I could do it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Get all the nastiness out of the way, because I strongly, I've got like small children in the house here, so I can't afford to go to hospital or anything. Can you kill yourself eating an onion? I might not be able to do it. I'm not really psyched up for it at all. When I was bringing the Chinese up, I thought, I'll just put an onion and shove that in and just.
Right.
I think this we'll call this a wet run, I think.
Well, I think thematically it works best at the very end of the show. So then if you do flake out, at least we've got the show in the can.
Yeah. But it'd be good if I was like spewing throughout the rest of the show. Okay. We'll do it at the end then.
Yeah, because it was requested in Turbo Sack, so we'll do it in the right. I think we've got the most ever Turbo Sack we've got to do, because we've had a lot of feedback on worst ever date movies and non-dom taxes, so let's get going and we'll take it straight into digestion news.
Digestion news.
So, shall I go first for a change?
You go first for a change, Sam.
I don't know if you know, but I absolutely hate kebabs.
You're always eating them, though.
I'm not always eating them. I eat them very seldom, I'd say. But
when you say kebab, is that, I mean, there's lots of different things that can be a kebab, isn't there?
I mean kebab as understood in the Hartlepool sense of the word.
All right.
But so I very, very rarely eat them. And we went to the Dirty Curds restaurant last week, and I noticed that you can have a kebab with steak instead of kebab meat, and I quite like the steak burgers from the Dirty Curds. So I got an extra large steak kebab with double meat, cheese, and an egg.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
you deserve indigestion, mate.
so I ate it. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it tasted okay. But that afternoon, I didn't have indigestion per se, but I was very, very dehydrated, and I had a headache. It was very bad, and it felt like the interocular pressure in my eyeballs was massively over specification. Yeah, because I already have glaucoma in my left eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have heightened interocular pressure in my left eye to start with.
Puff.
Have you been tested for glaucoma? Because you're the biggest fucking hypochondriac in the world, so I'm sure you'd like to be on the glaucoma bandwagon if you can.
I think all my family have it, but
Yeah,
the eyes is the one part of my body that actually works.
they're tested by firing compressed air at your eyeball. It's quite unpleasant.
All right.
But anyway.
Cock used to work, but that doesn't work now as well.
So I felt very, very ill, and we're just coming into spring here in the Southern Hemisphere. It was very hot on the way home. I was seriously suffering. Got home, couldn't eat any dinner/tea, had a cup of lukewarm peppermint tea, went to bed at 7:30 at night. Felt okay the next day.
Yeah. No interesting shit.
No.
You thought you'd have got... No? That's pretty good.
Mild constipation, if anything.
Yeah, interesting.
So, that's me. So you've emailed a couple of contributions. Have you got your notes handy?
Yeah, I've my sheet in front of me.
Fire away. Let Battle commence.
I'll read straight from the sheet. Again, I would say this is a sort of, not like a classic sort of indigestion, a bit of a weird one like yours. We've got, in the absence of anything else, had very large peanut butter and mature cheddar sandwiches for lunch. Peanut butter was strange mix. It wasn't, it was like a weird one that was on offer in Tesco, and it looked a bit, peculiar.
Bulgarian or something.
And so I'd opened it ages ago, and I thought, that's not very nice, but it was quite expensive, so I'm not going to throw it out.
Yeah.
So it'd been festering in the cupboard for quite some months. So probably rotten, and it was extremely oily. When you first opened it, there was like an inch of oil on top, and you mixed it all in, and the oil went away a bit.
Oh, like hummus.
Yeah. Cheddar was pretty much standard mature, if you look on the old side. Bread was fresh, unusual, wholemeal, with seeds on it. So after I got the first one down, it says I felt a bit sick. I forced the second one down, almost choked, because it can be like really dry and sticky. I didn't have a drink, and it just stuck in my throat, just stopped going down. So I had to run into the kitchen and guzzle milk. I really thought I was going to choke. I felt sick, tired, and having palpitations for the last couple of hours, and some gravelly burps.
Nice one. Was this at home or at work?
No, it was at work. It was my lunch.
All right.
That's all I had, rancid peanut butter and cheese.
See, I think either a cheese sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich would have been better.
Yeah, I could have even done one of each, possibly.
Yeah.
But no, it was the peanut butter and cheese. Put the peanut butter on first, and then just do huge slabs of cheese and they sink into the peanut butter, and all the oil comes to the top. It's
yeah. Have you ever had a fried peanut butter sandwich?
No.
Oh, I very, very much recommend them. They're a particular favourite of Elvis.
All right. I do remember a story somebody told me. I can't remember who it was, but I remember the story very distinctly. He said there was this guy, and he was digging his garden, and he keeled over and died. And they said, but he did eat a lot of peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter. every day. Remember, eat too much peanut butter, you'll die.
Well, it did kill the king. I think I once saw a TV interview with the king's cook, and his particular thing was fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches, and I've made them, and they're absolutely delicious.
All right.
So yeah, I'd give them a go. They're good. Obviously, don't eat them every day; you'll die.
Yeah. Yes, that was that. There was like no long-term effects, no interesting shit, spewing or what it was, but it was quite an unpleasant couple of hours afterwards, so I'll be avoiding that for a while until I've forgotten about it. Should I chuck in the thing then?
Yeah, I was very amused by the other thing.
Yeah, it's not indigestion, digestion per se, but it's to do with the tract, I suppose. I was at work again. And this was the email. Just filled my underpants and trousers with steaming piss in the works canteen toilet. Not exactly sure how I managed it, but sat down shit on an unfamiliar and badly fitted toilet seat. I had quite a lot of cack pressure built up, so I knew I would piss hard. But rather than going down, the fountain emerged between the porcelain and the cheap and nasty platform. I got a good half pint sprayed into the kecks before I did the anchors on.
You never want to jamming the anchors on, do you?
Oh, no, it's not good. Very sorry front and back, but there's nothing I could do but pull them up really quickly and hope for the best. If anyone mentioned it in the canteen or walking back the office, I'd plan to say I have pissed myself and laughed hysterically. Back at my desk now, and I would be working remotely for a while. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I mean, they were soggy, they were wet,
Soaked in piss.
Yeah.
What was wrong with the toilet seat?
I'm not really sure. It was but I sat down and I just thought, I knew that I was having shit and the piss sprayed out in between, and I just thought I couldn't work out how it had happened, like a boner or anything, It must, I don't know, sometimes when it when it folds up a bit, and when it sort of unfolds, it sort of, sprays out.
Ah, yeah.
With a fork and sort of, unleashed, and it just went straight ahead rather than down, and just.
All right. So I've
stood there.
Got a couple of questions arising from this.
Yeah.
How long did it take before you were comfortably dry?
It was probably an hour.
That's pretty good.
It might have maybe an hour and a half. But the feeling of it's quite strange because I don't go to the canteen often, but I know a couple of the ladies in there.
Yeah.
Often giving me the glad eye.
Of course.
Oh,
here he comes.
Oh, he's got a good appetite. And
put more juice on it, Simon.
I always go quite early, so I thought at least piss is dripping off my trousers.
Yeah.
There'll be nobody in there, and I'll just get me sarnie and make a quick getaway. But came out and there's fucking loads of people then. There's the two women that I know behind the counter wanted to have a chat, Hey, what about this weather, I haven't seen you for a while, Simon, There's piss dripping off your trousers.
Was there any smell issue as it dried?
No, I think I must have had something to cook a few cups of tea on the morning. It was reasonably clean. It wasn't like yellow paint, Could have been flies buzzing around me, but no, thankfully that wasn't too bad. But yeah, I felt when I was in the canteen, I felt like I stood there with no clothes, and I was just, wait for somebody to, two people to talk to each other and point at me. Because that guy over there, he's pissed himself.
So, did you go back to the office and say, what am I like? I've just pissed all over myself. Or did you just slink behind your desk?
No, there's hardly anybody works in our office now.
All right.
I'd rather there's nobody in our office, or very few people. In the old days, there'd have been 10 people, and then, someone would have clocked it. But, yeah, I just, almost ran down the corridor and, got burnt to me blotting pad chair and, tried to conjure up a few farts, dealt with the drying.
So,
yeah, it was good.
Excellent story. Just see if you can shit yourself before the next show.
Yeah, we've done shitting ourselves, haven't we?
Oh yeah, many times.
We've done that on the show, the old garage trick. I don't think I could ever top that. And then, getting undressed in the bedroom, with the arse and shit.
Right, we're running very long and we've got an absolute ton of...
We've got to plough on.
We must plough on. Right, the big question. This is one you sponsored, and I think the way you phrased it was, what's all this shit about sleeps?
I think it was, what the fuck is all this fucking shit about sleeps fucking about? I think that was a bit close, but anyway.
Right, so do you want to explain what sleeps is for...
People say, only 7 sleeps to go, have me operation, I'll, get me fucking end away, Hey, only, 42 sleeps now. Somebody put fucking Facebook, it's only fucking 92 sleeps till Christmas,
Right.
I actually, I brought it up with, this is Brown Ale.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, and I got a fucking right earful.
Did you? Right, well...
Oh, yes. She wasn't happy that I was dissing the sleeps.
I'm with you. I absolutely despise it. But I think the English language has always been completely mutable, and it does change over time, and you can't say that any one change is worse than any other.
Yeah.
Because you think...
I say that a lot of good friends of mine use that, it doesn't make you a bad person, but...
Yeah, please stop, yeah. Because if you think about what the phrase sleeps is, in linguistic terms, it's a synecdoche. So it's using part of something to refer to a greater whole. Like, you can say there's 20 head of cattle in that field. Head is only one part of the cow, but you use it to refer to the whole. And sleep is only one part of the night, but you're using it to refer to the whole. So there's a great deal of precedence in modern English for that type of metonymic phrase, sleeps.
If it had some sort of, practical, people say, if saying, there's 30 days to go, meant that you had to, if days was a word that had, 42 syllables, sleeps only had 1. I think, oh yeah, that makes sense, but 30 days to go, 30 sleeps to go,
So
does it make the time less? Does it make the good thing come quicker?
I'm going to
sorry.
hark back to my counter-example. Do you feel equally strongly about people saying heads of cattle?
They say head, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
They say,
yes.
Well,
20 heads.
I think there's a reason for that, because when they're all milling about together, that's all you can see, and that's what you'd count. You'd count the heads.
Right.
So I think that's there's there's some logic to that. But I don't,
Sleeps.
It's like to say sleeps as some sort of magical, sleeps. If somebody can explain to me why it's happening, and what the benefit is.
Well, I'm going to go right out.
Saying,
I'm going right out on the thin ice here. I'm leaving the shore of the lake behind. I'm going right to the middle, and I'm jumping up and down.
Out there.
I think it's a particularly repulsive form of cutesy contemporary English spoken by women on the internet.
Yeah.
And
could be some letters. I wouldn't have gone that far.
Wouldn't you?
I'm still on the shore. I'm looking for a long stick to hold out. Because, we don't want everybody to die. Get a long stick,
Yeah.
and get the emergency services.
So, and I sort of class it with saying, another phrase I equally despise is "well done, you," which I think also hails from the appalling, degenerative, cutesy form of English spoken by some women on the internet.
Don't you get E at the beginning? E.
Only in the northeast.
Yeah.
So I think my objection to it is a little bit irrational, really, and it's based on reflexive prejudice. I mean, I understand that throughout the history of the English language it's changed, and we've had new forms and phrases continually being invented and making its way to the mainstream. And you can't really say that any of them are worth any less than any others, but I just don't like it.
We're none of us perfect.
No, and I'm sure there's many, many things I do that irritate the living fuck out of people, but I cannot abide this sleep shit.
Explaining the unexplained.
Right, vampires. I'll tell you what I hate about vampires.
Go on.
The utter pervasiveness of them in popular teen culture at the moment, where like every shit film, TV show, book, whatever, aimed at confused young people between the ages of 14 and 18 is about bastard vampires.
It is strange how they're so popular, isn't it? It is a bit weird.
Yeah.
As opposed to, the other sort of monsters and that. I suppose werewolves and they're like ugly and not very sort of cool, are they? And like Frankenstein's monster and zombies, they're not. Vampires are pale and interesting and powerful and immortal.
Yeah.
I suppose.
And you know what the biggest selling book in Australia was this year is the latest.
How to Drink Lager.
No, they don't need that book. But it's one of the, I think it's the fourth one in that shit Twilight series.
I was going to say Matthew absolutely loves that.
Does he really?
Series. Yeah.
Interesting.
So we're going to, we're upsetting a lot of people on 16.
Well, I'm not saying he shouldn't read it or he shouldn't enjoy it. I'm just saying it's not my goblet of blood.
Yeah.
Would that be as popular if it was about a bloke who turned into a wolf?
I think we sort of strain, too much from science here.
Right. Well, there's no science in it because I don't believe vampires are real.
Yeah, I really like the taste of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to be really pleased when I got cut when I was little because it meant I could suck the blood, and I really liked that iron taste.
Ah, interesting.
So I could see myself, drinking some. When I get older and even weirder, I might cut myself and bleed into something, and I get drink enough so I can actually, have it as a drink as opposed to just suckling on it.
Nice. Just to round out the vampire story, it's interesting that they're absolutely pervasive in our culture, but it's not a myth of Western European origin. Unusually, I mean, every culture in the world has revenant superstitions, which involve people coming back from the dead. That's an absolutely universal human thing. But the myth of the vampire is almost exclusively Slavic/Balkan. And it's one aspect of their culture that we've completely absorbed and embraced like nothing else, really.
Is it sort of, what's the some, truth behind the sort of myth or legend, isn't there? The Vlad the Impaler or something, he existed or something, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a real person in medieval.
He was particularly bloodthirsty and...
Yeah, he used to execute people by nailing their hats to their heads. But there's been various attempts to make some link between vampirism and real-life conditions such as porphyria and the fact that a decomposing corpse takes on some vampiric aspects as the gums recede. But I absolutely refuse to believe there's any such thing as a real vampire.
Well, there's a vampire bat, isn't there?
Certainly
Where
is.
does that fit in? You know. And they just nibble at your feet, don't they? And sort of stick the spiky teeth into you.
They do drink blood, don't they? I mean, you're our...
Oh, yeah. They drink blood, and the saliva sort of stops the blood from clotting, so they can just keep licking away at it, and it keeps running. So, I mean, how does that fit in with and they turn into a bat? You know, vampires, you know, isn't that a bit weird, or...
Well, the turning into bat was very much a 19th century British spin that was put on the vampire tale. But
do you like any vampire films at all? There's been so many. I don't like to think how many it's been.
the only good one is Blade with Wesley Snipes.
Well, I think Christopher Lee as Dracula is quite, I don't know, scary.
Yeah.
To see him as, if they did exist, you could imagine he would be one. His eyes and he was a vampire for me.
Shall I tell you an interesting story about Christopher Lee looking like a vampire?
Yes.
Are you aware of the famous English playwright and man of letters, Alan Bennett?
Yes.
He, because he's some sort of bleeding heart fucking socialist, he let a homeless lady live in his front garden in a van for many years.
As you do.
Yeah. And obviously being a great man of the English theatre, he used to get very distinguished guests, and one person who would often visit him and work with him was the actress Coral Browning, who was married to Christopher Lee. And one night they came out on Bennett's house, and Christopher Lee looked in the window of the van, and the old homeless lady went into emotional meltdown because she thought it was Dracula. In conclusion, I would say vampires, absolutely nothing in it, and I think the more interesting aspect of them is their utter ubiquity. I'm trying to think of other good vampire films.
There's been comedy, funny ones. There's been a lot of sort of camp, tongue-in-cheek things. I like what they call that bloke of Police Squad.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, he did one. I thought that was quite funny.
I've never seen it. Is it good? I mean, I'm struggling to think it could be.
I don't think it got any Oscars, but it was, might have been shortlisted.
Yeah, wasn't it a sweeping, dramatic tour de force?
It was a bit of a hoot. What about that one with short ass in it? Tom Cruise.
Oh, the Vampire Lestat.
Yeah.
Interview with the Vampire.
Interview with the Vampire. I think it's quite well done. What about that one with that fucking Beaver? you know the one.
Well, I think they've all had quote a fucking Bewer in them.
Oh, Clooney and Tarantino.
Oh, Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got to say, I'm not a super fan of Dusk Till Dawn.
Well.
Dead and Loving It was Leslie Nielsen one.
All right. Cool. Yeah, and I think anything with him has got some value. That's the way I look at it. He's the man. But I like what they call it, the bird dancing. Oh, those hips, man. Oh.
Which bird dancing in Dead and Loving It?
No, Dusk Till Dawn.
I want to say
Salma Hayek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we
this thing and she's got a snake and the hips and the pips, man. Whoa.
Can we tell your Salma Hayek story, and if it's too embarrassing, I'll edit it out.
Which one is that?
Well, when you
know there was one.
Oh yeah, it was something that greatly amused me when you said it. It was when you started your internet dating career, you put a upper age limit of 40, and I said, why 40? And you said, I based it on how Salma Hayek looks when she's 40.
Yeah. No, please leave that in. It's sound logic as far as I'm concerned.
Uh-huh. I saluted your optimism in a way that that you were likely to encounter.
one of the world's great beauties.
Mm.
Hey, and if you're listening, Joe, I got lucky, and the rest is history.
Hey, I'll tell you something about Selma Hayek.
Come on,
She's only 44.
is she really?
Yeah.
Well, when Mrs. Brownell dumps me, I have to, change my range, and she's still all right. She started knocking sprogs out, and she's gone out with some fucking French fossil or something, and she was a billionaire.
Oh, really?
Some bollocks like that.
Do you watch 30 Rock?
Don't watch anything.
Oh, she's in 30 Rock.
Yeah.
She's fairly amusing in that.
I get the impression, you need a lawnmower running over her, quite off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get the petrol strimmer out.
Yeah. Quite regularly, I think.
Right.
Obviously I still would very, very much.
Yeah.
I weren't in a happy, loving, steady bollocks shit.
Right, we're running out of time. Let's move it in.
It up.
Let's move it into the song. Tell us about Little Things.
This song means a lot to me. They all do, but this one particularly so. But if Joe's listening, it doesn't mean anything to me. It's just a bit of history, It's actually about several young ladies that, had impact on my life. The ships, passed and they docked, and they exchanged goods. Then they, went on the way, and all positive, experiences apart from the end bits and, some of the middle bits. But it's about birds and about things that happen with birds, and, and it's the bits I can remember and funny things. And
any collaborators on this?
This was produced by Gordon B.
All right.
A lot of hard work, a lot of great work, great guy, a lot of work for charity.
Just like to talk about it.
Uh-huh.
Right, here we go with Little Things.
Sun is shining and the sky is
very nice.
I was filling up a little bit there, but
Yeah.
I'm all right now.
And I'll take this opportunity to say that, obviously, because we've both got no money, Turbocast is recorded and broadcast extremely low quality, but if you want the high quality MP3s, then go to turbocast.podbean.com and you can download them all there. Cold Sun is top of the pops on website downloads, by the way.
Is it really?
Yeah, don't know why.
It's got a cool title.
Yeah, could be. But it's I'll look up the full stats and send them to you, but it's got more than twice as many downloads as any other song. Right, get the diary.
Dr. Brown is days from yesterday.
Dr. Brown is days from years ago. Right, I'm reaching for the diary. I have the diary in my hand. It's now in front of me. I'm now opening it. What day is it? Date?
26th of September.
26th. Right. Are we ready, folks? I will begin. 1977. Tomorrow it is our 6 and 3 times table. Today I play with my friend's racing track. Nothing too exciting there.
But the 6 and the 3s are both pieces of piss, really, aren't they?
Yeah. I wonder why I said 6 and 3 and why not 3 and 6.
And also, age 10, if you don't mind me saying, seems to be a little bit old for learning your 3 times table.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary.
Quick, what's 7 3s?
21.
See, the comprehensive education works.
Paid off. Right, 1978. Today, the ice cream van did not come to school for reasons unknown to me.
Was the ice cream van coming to the school a big deal?
I really don't remember.
Ah.
I honestly don't know. I think it used to come every day, but
At this point,
for reasons unknown to me.
I wish I could do a really good Eddie Murphy impression. Because he does a really good impression of a little kid who's super excited about the ice cream truck coming.
Yeah.
But obviously, because I can't do an Eddie Murphy impression, we'll just have to not do it.
Tomorrow, all the boys in our class are going on a school trip, except for me and another boy.
From Brokeback Mountain, the early years.
Okay, now, 1978, that was a strange one.
What was the trip? Who was the other boy and why didn't you go?
I don't know. The reasons are unknown to me. I got it as an album title, actually. Reasons unknown to me.
I mean, the only reason you probably wouldn't go is if you didn't have your permission slip signed.
Maybe we didn't have any money or something. We were too poor to go. Or
It was only
school.
as far as I can remember, going on a school trip used to cost like a ridiculously small amount of money.
Well, how old where would he have been?
78.
So I was 11.
Last year at Clavering. Lost forever.
Yep. Unless, that other boy is listening and
Yes. If you're listening, other boy,
check your diary entry for 26 September 1978, and there might be a bit more detail in yours. Right, moving on to 1979. Today I went to Tunstall Court with Si and John in Bertie's dad's car. I watched Star Trek and MASH. I got 9 out of 10 in a physics test. Yeah.
great day.
Yeah. 1980. Oh, sorry, did you want to comment on that? You
No.
know Bertie, don't you?
Stephen Burt. I wouldn't say I know him. I knew him 32 fucking years ago. I don't know now.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Stephen,
Yeah.
And you have any precious memories of that trip in your dad's car to Tunstall Court? Just
Do get in touch.
Yeah, write it and share them with us.
Right, 1980. I watched a film called Fright. It was good.
Incisive view.
Kenny is going out with this lass from the top of Throston called Jackie. I got 9 out of 10 for my geography essay, and 9 out of 10, and 9 out of 10 for my first 2 chemistry marks.
Hey, that's marvellous. It's in the lost episode of Turbocast 14. We had some revelations about Kenny that I don't know if you want to share with us in the light of that most recent entry.
He's more likely to be going out with somebody called Jack now.
Right. Do you remember Jackie from the top of Throston?
No, I don't, no.
Right.
I'm sure she was a lovely lass, though.
I've Wikipedia'd Fright.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read the plot to you, and let's see if it stirs any memories. Are you ready?
Yeah.
The babysitter Amanda is set to a quiet evening, but as soon as the parents of the young Tara... It actually says is gone on Wikipedia, but it should be are gone. I might edit it. It is uncanny to her in the remote villa. This Wikipedia page appears to be written by somebody for whom either English isn't the first language or they've had a massive head injury. Amanda's friend suddenly appears, and after an argument she throws him out. Shortly afterward, he reappears covered in blood. A stranger pretends to want to help Amanda.
No.
Nothing. Susan George was in it.
Ooh, I liked it. That's probably why I watched it.
But,
I was probably about the age where I've been rubbing myself to that one.
But this was in the age where you only had one television in the house, so I can't imagine you had privacy to watch Fright.
I don't know if I'd like a cushion over me or something, you know.
I'm just going to tell you something now that will blow you away.
Good man.
Appearing in Fright together, and that's together, mind you, in the film, George Cole and Dennis Waterman.
Well, would you believe it?
I wouldn't have believed that.
I don't believe it. You just made it up. Just made it up to make our show sound more interesting.
There you go.
Well. Right. I'm sure we've run out of time, so I better keep on going now.
Yeah.
1981. Rutter came down later on in the day to get his bike. I went to his house with him for a bit, then came back down. I saw Paul Ridden again.
Who?
In capitals. Paul Ridden.
Who the hell's Paul Ridden?
Messing about with 2 lasses. I watched a bit of a terribly disgusting film. Worst film I've ever seen. The film was about the composer Tchaikovsky. Fucking hell, I just don't know what the hell's going on there. I saw Paul Ridden again messing about with these 2 lasses.
Who's Paul Ridden? That's my first question.
He went to Clavering. I was friends with him.
All right.
Clavering Junior School. He also used to sing the song about a dove.
How did it go?
Dove. That's it. Terribly disgusting film. Worst I've ever seen.
It must have been The Music Lovers by Ken Russell.
It would have been filthy if it had been.
It says here, his marriage to the nymphomaniacal Antonina Milyakova is plagued by his homosexual urges and lustful desire for Count Anton Chilavovsky. It actually sounds like quite a good film. Much of the film is without dialogue and presented in flashbacks, nightmares and fantasy sequences set to Tchaikovsky's music.
How old was I while I was watching that? I suppose I'd been...
You were 14. Right.
Ooh.
Right, we're going to go into the turbo sack now.
The Turbo Sack.
Christ, it's going to be a long show. Anyway, this is from... Right, first of all, do you remember the highly interesting discussion we had about non-dom taxation?
Yes.
Right, well,
How could I forget?
an accountant called Nick has written in and told us that I had it wrong. It's not...
Hi, Nick.
Hi, Nick. Please keep writing in with correcting our perception of taxation legislation. Non-DOMs only have the UK income taxed. Not... I said they don't have any of their income tax. That's not true. That any income they have in the UK is taxed, but any income outside the UK is not taxed.
So the base thing, and only this... yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so if you own an aluminium smelter in Siberia that makes you 10 million a year, if you're non-dom in England, you don't pay any tax on the 10 million. But if you have a paper round, then you pay tax on your paper round.
So does this suggest that there are a lot of people living in this country, pardon me, who have businesses all around the world, and they do pay tax in this country on the earnings from that?
Possibly some do, but obviously it'd be stupid to do that.
Yeah, because all I'm saying is, is there some sort of precedent, being set to, is it just, you're a nugget if you don't, sort of thing?
I think that's pretty much the size of it, yeah.
Right. Oh, well, I'd please that one up.
And Nick asks us another question, and I'm going to do this because it's actually a variation on a conversation we had not too long ago. And he asks, what professional sport would we least like to be really, really good at? Because if you remember, you and I had a conversation about what professional sport we'd most like to be really good at, and I think we decided on Formula One, because you get loads of money and you're not dealing with idiots generally.
Yeah.
So what's the converse of that question is, what sport would you at least like to be really good at and operating at the pinnacle of?
Well, my first instinct was croquet.
Is there a professional croquet scene?
Well, I don't know. That was just my first instinct. I don't know. Probably not, I would say. Balls.
Yeah, bowls is an interesting one, because I just saw a depressed-looking bowls player on TV saying, well, we've got to come to the Commonwealth Games in Delhi, even though it's shit, because bowls isn't even in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, so balls would be pretty shite.
my inclination when I thought about this was, I think Australian rules football would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't get paid a great deal of money by international sports standard, and you've got to be able to run, catch, kick, and fight really big blokes for a very long
time. You get the fuck kicked out of you all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You get stamped on.
I mean, it's basically rugby where you can pass the ball forward.
And drink loads of beer for you as well.
Yeah. And your teammates are generally criminals and idiots.
Yeah.
That sounds like for me personally, I wouldn't enjoy that at all, but there you go. Right.
Snooker must be bad if you actually have to do it, you'd go fucking insane, wouldn't you? Best of 36 frames, you just fucking...
Oh, Christ, not again.
Your fucking ass. Right. Snooker, you could use it as a stake, couldn't you, to kill a vampire?
You could.
Mm. Yeah, well, anyways,
I think if you did that, you'd probably have to concede the game in the Crucible.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And let's not forget that they used to call Ray Reedy Dracula.
Very, very good point.
Yeah.
And now Jimmy Wines has killed Dracula with his cue.
Well, who would have believed it? So Nick could become the new Mel. What do you think?
I hope so. So keep writing down, Nick. We enjoy both your insightful questions and your taxation advice. Mm. Right, next mail. Alison from Devon went completely gaga over the song in the last Turbocast, and she claims to have met you in Sheffield, but gives no
the details.
No, so...
Well, the only thing I'd suggest, Alison, is if you send in a photograph of yourself, and then I'll decide whether I did meet you in Sheffield.
Have you ever been to Sheffield?
I'm sure I have. I'm sure I must have been to Sheffield. It's ringing some bells. I don't remember too much about it, but I'm sure I was there.
It's just off the M18, for Christ's sake. How can you not go to Sheffield?
Yeah, I've been to Sheffield. Sheffield Steel stamped on the end.
You're going to have to explain that now.
Little private joke there.
Well,
I do have to.
Yeah.
I should really.
Yeah.
It was in the long time ago. I was in this pub that my dad was thinking about buying or some fucking bollocks. It might have been called Cricket's Arms or something. And there was this really old, skinny, ravaged bloke in there. He looked like he looked a bit like, hardest game in the world. A bit like,
Yeah.
Not quite as good as him. Yeah. He was haggard. And he had this, ropey old suit. It was, hanging off him. And he was telling the other guys at the bar, obviously he sat to one side, and he was telling the other guys at the bar about his latest female conquest, and he said, I haven't, had sex for 2 days or something, I'm going out to see our new lass today. And he said, it'll be fucking there with Sheffield Steel stamped on the end. It was cock. I thought, I'm struggling to believe that, mate. I'm, struggling to get that, but, good luck to you.
It's funny. Right, do you remember worst possible date movies that we had a very fruitful discussion on?
Just about.
Well, we've been absolutely bloody inundated with email about it, with lots and lots of suggestions. So what I've done is I've put a top 5 together and I'm going to run through them.
And then?
So I think you claim to have seen some of these, so let me know. Right, in at number 5 is Un Chant d'Amour, which is the only film ever made by the French writer Jean Genet. And as far as I can work out from reading about it, it's 26 minutes of a prison guard watching 2 French convicts wank each other off. So, despite the fact it's relatively short, I do feel that you'd be having a rather strained conversation as you came out of that one.
Yeah. Well, he's got a really good action.
Yeah. Number 4 is also French. It's a thriller called Irreversible, and it's all filmed in reverse, very much like that Harold Pinter play that I can't remember the name of, and that Seinfeld episode where they go to India.
I think I might have seen that one.
And that has a protracted 9-minute rape sequence. I mean, come on. I understand the need for rape sequences in films for dramatic effect, but 9 minutes is a very, very long time.
I think I was downloaded a compilation of the sort of, the 100 best rape scenes in mainstream movies.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's a shocking admission.
Well, they're in proper films, so there's, nobody was hurt, in the making of it, but,
It's all above board, completely normal.
Yeah. There's not, I don't get off on rape, what you do get to see is you quite often get to see sort of well-known actresses with bits out of that.
Interesting. Number 3.
If you put that in the context of all the other things that I've searched for, you realise it's really strange about that.
Right, well, I'd invite you to watch them all and then report back on it next week.
I'll try, yeah.
Number 3 is Idi Ismotri, which is Russian for come and see, and it's a very, very long film, 146 minutes, and every one of those 146 minutes is packed with wartime atrocities perpetrated by the Nazis in occupied Belarus during World War II, or the Great Patriotic Wars, Russians call it. So, it's got everything, babies on bayonets, burning churches, you name it. So,
I've read about that one.
All human misery is there.
And I think I've sort of, while I was looking for unusual films to watch, I think I found that and I decided against that one.
Really? Yeah. Right, so number 2.
There wasn't enough sex in it.
number 2 is Vase de Nocelles, which is French for the wedding trough. Now I'm going to describe the plot of this in some detail because I think it deserves it. And when I've described this, the real instructive value of me describing the plot of number 2 is so you can imagine what number 1's like. So this is the second worst date film, The Wedding Trough, and it's a black and white Belgian film from the 70s about a farmer who falls in love with his pig. He consummates the relationship. The pig gives birth to 12 human-pig hybrids, and the farmer tries to bond with them, the children stroke piglets, and he can't, so he hangs them all. The sow goes and drowns itself in a mud hole with grief. The farmer at this point realises he's lost everything. He comes back to his farmhouse, makes himself a tea from his own shit and piss, drinks it, then hangs himself.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad to me. I'm quite touched by that.
Yeah? Well, yeah.
I think...
There'll be a torrent. There'll be a torrent out there somewhere if you really want to watch it.
When you sent me the list of shit we were going to do, I did actually look for some sort of stills from that.
Yeah.
You don't actually get into see him banging the pig.
Well, I'm glad about that, being an animal lover.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't. He just lay next to it sort of thing. Simulated it.
Right, so number 1, and this is, I think it's the consensus of the entire Turbocast audience, and I join them in this, is that the worst possible film you could go on to see on a date is the prosaically titled Serbian film. So I don't think I'm going to relive the plot because it's just too much. I mean, anybody who wants to can go and read the Wikipedia page, and that's more than enough. Basically, it's about a down-on-his-luck porn star who just has to make one more film, and as it develops, he realises he's making a snuff movie with paedophilic and necrophilic themes. So I'm not going to describe everything that goes on in the film, but I'd urge anybody who's interested to go and
to go and seek help.
Right, so what I will conclude with the discussion of the Serbian film is the film reviewer Tim Anderson. He wrote that watching the film was like having his soul raped, and continued, if what I have written here is enough to turn your feelings of wonder into a burning desire to watch this monstrosity, then perhaps I haven't been clear enough. You don't want to see Serbian film, you just think you do.
Yeah, I was sort of intrigued by this, because obviously you sent me the rough draft of what we were going to do, and I had to do a bit of a search.
Yeah.
On that. And some of the reviews, I've never sort of... The reviews make you feel ill because there's lots of similar things to what you just said there, saying like, I'm glad I've seen this film, but I will never watch it again. I'll never see any of it again. There's like really sort of severe things said about it. It must be.
But it's had limited theatrical release in film festivals in the US, Belgium, and Canada. So you could actually have taken somebody on a date to see Serbian film.
They were going to show it at Fright Fest or something.
Oh yeah,
some like horror film thing in this country, and they wanted to cut 4 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
So the festival just said, no, we're not going to show. What's the point? If you're going to go and watch a film like that with bits cut out of it, then the point of the film is the bits that you cut out of it.
You might as well just watch Fright with Susan George and George Clooney and Dennis Waterman.
Yeah, or Snooker with Jimmy White battling Reedy to the death.
Right.
I haven't eaten an onion.
The world record's 42 seconds. The request was 90 seconds, so just let me know when you're going to start. Yeah,
I'm going to start, but I don't think I'll finish. I've got to go and see my sister now. I'll have a good bite out. I'll have a go at it, just to get an idea of how horrible it's going to be. And when I can clear a bit more space in my diary, I'll have a proper go. Right, well, I'll start the stopwatch when you. Make sure you eat it close to the mic. Right, Right, I'm going to start now.
Go.
We'll see.
This is sounding like the soundtrack to a Serbian film.
I can't swallow it. I can't swallow it. It's not that I don't want to eat this, it's I can't eat it.
Well, that's a minute, so you've fucked the world record.
Oh, God. Oh, that was, yeah.
So you finished?
I may have finished in my attempt, I think.
How much did you eat?
Well, I was getting quite a lot in my mouth, but it wouldn't go down. I was, trying to swallow and push against it, but
Yeah.
the body was just saying no.
All right.
I've got burning inside.
Practice, that's all I can say.
I'll be back.
Right.
Oh.
At that point, I will end the show. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Dr. Brownell, for attempting the onion eating world record.
Yeah, cheers.
And I'll say good night.
Good night, everybody. I think that's enough, don't you?